is like. You may not be able to buy her a new shirt if she's had a mastectomy. How is it going to feel, or how is it going to fit if she doesn't have her breasts right now, or she's in the process of reconstruction? You may not be able to buy pants. You may not be able to buy shoes, but you know what? Earrings are a one size fit all. So if you can find some fun, funky earrings, I promise you that that will lift her mood up more than you can ever know. So find some earrings and make sure that you give them to your friend. Number 7, plan a future event. I feel like so many times that when a woman is diagnosed with cancer, she feels like it's the end. And it's not. Nowadays, with the way that cancer treatment has come so far, that the survival rate of cancer is so much greater now than what it ever was before. But I feel like when they're in the presence of others, that people don't talk about the future because they don't know what her future looks like because of what she's going through. The best gift that you can give her is to talk about the future, because then that gives her the confidence. Oh, good, they're talking about something 3 years from now and they're including me in it. That means they have the confidence in me that I'm still going to be here. It gives them something to look forward to. We had a friend and her husband that when she was diagnosed with cancer, it was a sarcoma, a kind of an aggressive sarcoma. But one of the things that they did was they actually planned a cross-country trip for like next summer, so that they had something to look forward to. She was very excited about finishing her treatment so that they could go on that cross-country trip. So do something. Plan a girls' trip when her treatment is over with. Maybe it's not even something that big. Maybe it's just after your next chemo, we're going to go to lunch. Or after your next chemo, we're going to go get manicures. Or, we're going to go take a girls' weekend. We're going to ride to the beach, whatever that is. But do something to plan an event in the future, because that will make a big difference to her, and it will give her confidence that you believe that she can beat this and that she's going to be here for whatever event it is that you have planned. Number 8, send regular notes of encouragement. That is something that you can do that is very simple, but it's a really great reminder for the woman battling cancer that she's not been forgotten. So 3 years ago, when my husband passed away, this is not in any way, shape, or form an exaggeration. For 8 weeks after Mike passed away, I would say every single day the mail was delivered for 8 weeks, I received between 15 and 20 sympathy cards in the mail. 15 to 20. I have a whole box of all the sympathy cards that I received. And what that did for me was it reminded me that I wasn't forgotten. It reminded me that even though all of the other people had gone back to their normal lives and their normal families, they were still aware of the fact that my life was no longer normal. It's the same thing with a woman battling cancer. She's going through chemo treatment. Her new life is now all about, when's your next chemo? How can I take the medicine to counteract the effects of the chemotherapy? When's my next radiation? When's my next doctor appointment? When's my next blood draw? That's what her new life is all about. Your life is all your normals. Her life is nothing but normal. But when she receives an encouraging note in the mail, she knows that you're aware of what she's going through. And those little sentiments in the card, those little things to let her know that she's being remembered, is huge. People just don't, you have no idea what that little card will do for her. So little cards, regular notes of encouragement is absolutely something that you could do, and something that she would really appreciate. Number 9, encourage her to journal. And even if you have to go out and buy her a journal and her, favorite pen, there is something very healing in journaling. I journal for my son every day. I never wanted Seth to think that our organization, that Hello Gorgeous, was more important than him. So I made sure that I kept a journal for him, so that when he came back and asked me things, that he could go back through and he could see exactly all of the things that I remembered about when he was growing up. But there was something, it was good for me to journal, right? Because your child does something that's really cute and you're like, oh, I'm going to remember that forever. And then the next day he says something really cute and you're like, what was it yesterday that he did that was really cute? I think sometimes journaling is healing because you can't look at the future. And we don't realize how strong we are as women. And when she gets through this journey and she gets to the other side of this journal is going to be a great reminder as to how strong she was. On the days where she didn't feel like getting up and she got up anyway, and the days that she didn't feel like participating in life and she participated anyway. So encouraging her to journal is a great way to get her thoughts out of her head, to keep her on track of where she's headed, right? This is not forever. This is just a blip on the timeline. She just needs to get through it. And the journaling really helps to get out of your head. It's a great way to express your feelings when you don't feel like that you can share with anybody else. Also, there's a wonderful thing. It's called morning pages. I hired a life coach years ago, and she really encouraged me to do morning pages, which is just where you get up and you have a notebook and you fill whatever 1-2 pages of the notebook page, and it's just simply you write for the trash can. You write to throw it away. You just if there's anything that's in there that's yucky, that's holding you back, it's not for the intent for you to ever revisit it again. And it's not of the intent for you to share it with anybody. It's just simply for you to get it out. So morning pages are a huge way to get that out of your head. But journaling is something that I would highly encourage because it can be very healing and a great way for her to deal with some of the feelings and emotions that she has that she doesn't know how to deal with. And number 10, one of the best things that I can say to encourage you to do is to offer to set up a Caring Bridge page for her. Caring Bridge is a wonderful online free resource that allows you to keep loved ones informed about your health journey, where you don't have to keep repeating the same story over and over and over again. Now, years ago, when I was a hairdresser and I was standing behind the chair and my husband was sick for 20 years and so in and out of the hospital, and my clients were so loving and they all wanted to know what was happening with Mike and what was going on and where he was at and how his health was doing. But when you've got 14 clients a day and you're repeating the same story over and over and over again, there are times at the end of the day where I made his situation so much worse than what it was, and you get tired of talking about it. You get tired of talking about it. It was so much more like cemented the reality in as to what was really happening. Caring Bridge is awesome because you can go in and you can invite people to the page. So it's not out on some of the other social media platforms for everybody to see. It's just a private and group of people. And you put in there what you want them to know. But instead of them coming back and asking her all the time or asking her husband or asking a sister, you can just simply invite them to the Caring Bridge page and everything is right there. And you can update that regularly. And if the gorgeous woman is feeling well enough, she can update it regularly, which would be another way for her to journal. The other part of that, then, is she gets to limit her social media. You know, I feel like so many times that people put their Kodak moments on social media and we compare our normal everyday life to other people's Kodak moments. And let me tell you, when you're sitting in the mirror and looking at yourself bald with no eyebrows, the last thing you want to see is somebody that, you know, got a Kodak moment of them looking like, you know, a supermodel. So I think that the Caring Bridge page and offering to set that up for her would be a wonderful gift, even if you learned how to do it and you showed her how to do it, or a loved one to maintain that. So those are my top 10 tips on how to support your loved one during cancer. But I wanted to give you a few other resources that we have. If you visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org, we have a free resources page where there's all kinds of how-to videos. This podcast is there with a lot of different episodes. There's some PDF downloads on there. We have several books. The first book is Stories of Women Battling Cancer. The second book is basically a how-to guide for any woman battling cancer. We offer a hope chest, which is a box of goodies that you could send to your loved one just to let them know that they're not forgotten. There's all kinds of things that are Kim Becker approved for a woman battling cancer. And lastly, we have an online course which walks her through 5 different modules, how to deal with some of the effects and the side effects of her cancer treatment. So I invite you to check those out on our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. If you have any questions or if there's anything I can help you with to better support your loved one battling cancer, please feel free to email me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, Everything Beauty, Cancer, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker. And until next time, stay gorgeous.